Hello everybody, happy whatever day it is today. Happy Gulf of America Day. No, that's not it. Anyway, let's get to it. What I wanted to look at today. This is the Galactic Message. So I pulled one card from the Galactic Heritage, and you can tell I didn't do a very good job because I got two. But I wanted to get a galactic message from some species that has been through this before. What we are going through on this Earth experiment. When I pulled the first card, it actually came out too. So we're going to see where this goes. And then that is just who is talking. And then the message is going to be coming from the contact cards. And the way this is set up, it's called the pentagram. And what we have here is the seeker, the conditions, the messages from whoever this card is, the process, and the outcome. Okay, so I'll go over that as we get going. This may seem to be a little jumpy because I'm going to be hitting pause, as I will be referencing the book because I don't know them that much, and I think sometimes the book gives us a lot clearer insight, and some of the phrases may be particularly poignant. Okay, first one. Orion. Ooh. Orion. Look at that dude. That kind of looks like me on the back of a motorcycle or in a Lamborghini. Orion. And this is in the past time stream. So the time streams are a little interesting because with our past time streams, there also are present in our future time streams. So it just depends on what lens we're looking at. In this one, we are looking into the past. What did Orion go through? Well, they went through some really deep polarity. So if I get this right, without looking at the book, this was all about a society that had become like 100 times worse than the worst oppressive society on Earth. And what they did, this society was called the Orion Empire. Okay, the repression of this empire was so bad that there was even an energetic repression. And if we went back a little further, Orion was inhabited by the Vegans and the Lyrans, and they brought their mysticism, think of their spirituality, to the planet. But because of this repression was so strong that they tried to repress the spiritual practices that was kind of ingrained in the Orions at this time, in some of them anyway. So the empire found a way to create this magnetic energetic net. I mean, this energetic net. And this net went around the Orion and kept souls in. So when a person died, they couldn't be reincarnated and recycled on another planet. They had to come back to Orion. So they couldn't leave. And because of this intense repression, there was resistance that formed. So now you have three different aspects. You'll have the empire, you have the people who were being repressed, and then you had the resistance. That resistance card. Well, anyway, we didn't get to the resistance card. We got to the deep polarity card, which is very apropos today. So this resistance, they called themselves the Black League. Now, black means hidden. So if you look at popular cultures on Earth right now, the closest analogy would be the Star Wars movie. You have the Empire and the Jedi Knights, and the Jedi Knights were like the Black League. So the repression and the cycle of resistance went on for a long, long time. However, during this time, the resistance, through their mysticism and resistance, created holes in the magnetic net, the resistance net around Orion. They created holes, and so souls could depart those holes and drop into Earth. And so a lot of that Earth energy is coming from Orion. And a lot of our polarity is coming from Orion that we need to figure out and be healed from. So the Orion message is, we've done this before. We've been there, done that, with this deep polarity. Okay, so I'm anxious to see what this message is. But the second card that I pulled, living in the now, the cetacean, the dolphin. Oh my gosh. This reminds me of the Lemurian aspect, the Lemurian knowledge base, the Earth School of the Lemurians, where they sent their kids to learn from dolphins, living in the now. So this dolphin energy is very much a balance of polarities. They're very balanced with they're rooted in the present moment, living in the now, and they are playful in their actions. They create joy, and they have a keen connectedness to the universe, to everything that is. So the message from these two cards seems to be that if we can heal ourselves on this experiment, on this Earth experiment, and heal our polarities by living in the now, using our breath to ground ourselves, to being interconnected with everything that is, we will then heal the past life of Orion and any future lives that may be dealing with this deep polarity and this deep repression. Okay, let's see what we get with contact cards. So, the way that this works: seeker, conditions, messages from guides, process, outcome. So the seeker is all of us who want to be like, who want to be like dolphins, who want to play, who want to live in the now, who don't want to be repressed, who want to break out of this cycle of, oh my gosh, we can't move, we can't breathe. We're so focused on the repression that I think we're kind of creating this self-imposed net over us where we can't get out. So let's see what the contact cards have to say. Oh, Lordy. Just look at that. So this is the ship, and this looks like it's going through some pretty rough stuff there. So, yeah, they better have their force fields up. Okay, the explorer. It takes a special kind of being to be an explorer. Childlike curiosity, a sense of adventure, and above all, persistence. So if we came down through that oppressive net, we became an explorer. We're using our spiritual gifts that the Lyrans and I forgot the word, Vegans had. All that mysticism and spirituality, we took that as explorers to come down to this awareness. This is the card of the sorcerer. This is the card of the artist, the shaman. The portion of our awareness that seeks to know all that can be known and then explores further and beyond those boundaries. So this is a card of movement, of transportation. This is the seeker. This is what we came down here to do, to be the spiritual beings on this journey. Oof. And so here we have Jupiter. Jupiter. Okay, so this Jupiter card, this is the conditions that we find ourselves in. That we find ourselves in on this explorer ship as we came down and we go, oh, here we are on Earth. Whoa, here is, in this time stream, is this immense planet, Jupiter. Great presence. We're aware of the influential energies. But this card requires us to put things in the proper perspective, proper positions for power and success. Because this is such a huge card, influences on this huge magnitude require an oath of office to ensure that power is used responsibly. Why was that word hard to say? Responsibly and with integrity. Absolute power will not corrupt absolutely unless the seeds of a corruptible belief have already been planted within us. Wow. Only the purest conductor can carry the highest energy. Certainly, we're in that deep polarity right now. We're not seeing the conductor with the highest integrity. We are seeing that with the no integrity, except for his own financial gain. That deep polarity, we somehow have to figure out how to play and live in the now and figure this out. So that's just the conditions we find ourselves. This card holds the promise of great expansion. It's a powerful sign that anything is possible. So even though that big, the big oppressive feeling is upon us, it can change. We do have the ability to make that change. All right, what is the messages, besides I'm shedding, what is the messages from the guides? Mr. Curly Man. Oh, hello, Mr. Curly Man. Speaking of, say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, everybody. Yeah, out in space, air is a little thin, so I'm going to go back to Earth. Okay, very good. Crop circles. This is the advice. This is messages. This is guidance. Oh my gosh. So the message that Mr. Curly Man is saying, says, this is like the Fool in the tarot. This is the coyote, the trickster in the Native American lore. This is all about playing. This is about not being straight, being just in and out and having fun. I am ethereal as a shadow, yet my laughter has the power to heal even the sick at heart. I am the will-o'-the-wisp, flitting through the bright blue skies, laced with perennial rainbows, yet I am the secret of everlasting peace that strengthens the soul. Number 3 position is the messages from the guides. Play like dolphins. Sing, dance, be the artist, be the creative force. Our imagination combined with intuitive play can allow us to reclaim our initial innocence, even as we mature, into beings of profound and gentle wisdom. All right. Woohoo! I love that. Powerful, powerful. These cards, they're neat. All right. So that's the message, right? But what's the process? I mean, I went into a metaphysical store and oh my God, the F-bombs, and they were like low-level energy. Talking about Pumpkinhead and all that. It's just like, ugh, good Lord. What is the process? To be living in the now, to have fun, to be the artistic, to sing and dance on the web of creation. We get another ship. Pod. What is the process? So the process is ships are movement. And this movement is not about community. It's all about individual process. Personal journey of introspection, self-awareness. This is about meditation, seeking the quiet, getting into the silence, listening to Mr. Curly Man. I know, as silly as that sounds. I mean, who would we rather listen to? You have 2 choices. You can listen to Mr. Pumpkinhead, you can listen to Mr. Curly Man, okay, or you can listen to Psychic Doc. And it says here, it may require a great deal of courage to begin such an exploration of self-discovery. We have hidden away a lot of fears. We can fall into the downward spiral of self-uncertainty and become lost in a gloomy depression that admits no light. It is critical that we remember that fear is just a messenger that solicits our attention to information about ourselves that require processing and integration. When we cease to think of ourselves as a collection of conflicting parts and instead view ourselves holistically, we begin to discover who we really are. All right. And what's the outcome? If we go into this process of figuring out who we are, what our skill is, what are we really afraid of? What are we, are we afraid of the regime, or are we afraid of how much power we have? In the outcome, the cargo ship. When I first pulled this card, it felt like we had transitioned from a pod to a community. That's just what it felt like to me. This card is letting us know that we have traveled. We have been the explorer ship. We visited planets. We saw crazy curly men people. We saw, we went into our own individual quiet time to reflect on the journey so far, and we came out in abundance. And this card reflects, hey, it's about maybe our ship is coming in. Maybe we've got this. This is full on abundance. This is something that we can trade back and forth with. There's still that polarity that we could fall into where we become rich and that's all we want to do. Drive Lamborghinis around and not let anybody else ride in the Lamborghini with you. I don't know who would collect Lamborghinis, but this is saying, get ready, your ship's going to come in. But don't forget to stay balanced. You're going to be doing energy trades. You're going to be doing abundance trades. Don't think that you are more powerful because you have more riches. You're only as powerful as what you give away. So, no, I'm not giving away my Lamborghinis. Anything else that this card has to say? The last sentence says, what we sow is what we will reap. So going back on this, just looking at it, the deep polarity that we are feeling from this Orion card. So the Orion energy is telling us, play like dolphins, live in the now, breathe, have fun. We're going through a pretty rocky asteroid belt. We're getting to this huge energy that we're feeling right now, and it can be repressive. It can be out of balance. It can pull us into a certain direction. That's the energy of today. It feels like we're out of balance in this oppressiveness. If we balance it out with fun and lightness and dolphin energy and trickster energy, this is not just like, oh, everything's fine and good. No, this is playing that game a little bit. Oh, you're going to try to repress us? How are you going to feel if I just laugh at you? How are you going to feel if I think, oh yeah, this is great, okay, and then meanwhile I'm being the trickster energy going around the side and changing things up. So as we kind of play with that, it's time to take some alone time, time to take some solitaire time, because our ship is coming in, the cargo ship is coming in. What we've set up in this journey, we are going to, what we reap, we will sow. Is that it, or is it the other way around? What we sow is what we're going to reap. And because this is an upside down backwards word, it probably works both ways. All right. From the galactic center of Earth, I say, Nanu Nanu, peace and love.